आज मैं एक बहुत ही स्पेशल जगह पे आई हूँ, डेफ रीच, यानी जो लोग सुनने की सलाहियत से महरूम हैं। So let's go and meet Richard Geary.
I'm an American Pakistani. I've lived here full time since the last 36 years. They built it and it was never used as a school. Can you imagine? It just sat here empty. So we approached the Sindh government and they turned the whole thing over to us on a no-cost basis. See this dictionary? This is a digital sign language dictionary, which we have created. So welcome to Kum Art.
It's a little mushroom house. How many schools do you have now? 9.
So we have 9 main campuses like this size, but we have an additional 20 smaller schools. We call them our satellite schools.
अभी पाकिस्तान में कितने deaf लोग हैं? बच्चे बड़े included.
10 million deaf लोग हैं.
10 million.
But there's about 1 million children who are deaf, and hardly 5% have access to school. Pakistan has been such a hospitable host, so supportive, such a warm community. We feel this is our home. Honestly, I've never had one negative experience in my whole 36 years. An experience like this can make you bitter or better. It's a choice you have to make.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, मैं हूँ आयशा उमर। आप लोग देख रहे हैं 365 न्यूज़ एंड वेलकम टू माय शो कॉल्ड स्पीक ईजी। स्पीक ईजी जो नाम है उससे समझ आ जाती होगी आप लोगों को कि हम आसान बातें करते हैं और बहुत ही इंस्पायरिंग अमेजिंग लोगों से आपको मिलवाती हूँ, लेकिन हम उनसे ऐसी बातचीत करते हैं जैसे आम ज़िंदगी में मैं किसी से गुफ्तगू करूँ और उनके जर्नी के बारे में मालूम करती हूँ, किस तरह वो पहुँचे उस जगह पे जहाँ पे वो हैं, क्या टूल्स और टेक्निक्स अप्लाई की अपनी ज़िंदगी में जिनकी वजह से उन्होंने सक्सेस हासिल की। आज मैं एक बहुत ही स्पेशल जगह पे आई हूँ। आई एम श्योर यू सीन द नेम, इफ़ यू हैवंट सीन इट, आपके स्क्रीन पे अभी तक आ रहा होगा, डेफ रीच, यानी जो लोग सुनने की सलाहियत से महरूम हैं। और आई बिलीव के 9 कैंपसेस हैं पूरे मुल्क में एंड दिस इज़ द वन इन कराची, द ओनली कैंपस इन कराची। पूरे कराची से यहाँ पे बच्चे आते हैं पढ़ने और उनको ट्रांसपोर्ट भी फराहम होती है एंड आई एम रियली रियली लकी कि आज उनके जो फाउंडर हैं रिचर्ड गेरी साहब वो मौजूद हैं। आई एम ग्रेटफुल दैट वी आर गोइंग टू कैच हिम टुडे। आज we are finally here. We as in me, my team and all of you. So let's go and meet Richard Geary. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Deaf Reach.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure always to have new friends visit.
Thank you. Richard, how long have you been here for in Karachi?
So I came to Pakistan in the late 1980s.
No, I mean this trip.
Oh. No, I live here full
You
time.
live here?
I'm an American Pakistani.
I thought you're
Imported
traveling.
quality, no.
Oh wow, you moved here.
No, I've lived here full time since the last 36 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you set up this place 35 years ago.
My wife and I are parents of a deaf child.
Yes, I know that. Your
And
son.
when we came to Pakistan in the late 1980s, we saw there was very little in the way of quality education for deaf children. And we started a very small little one-room center in Sadar at Regal Cinema Chowk.
Wow.
Up on the 5th floor, Regal Trade Square building.
Wow.
And we had about 15 or 20 teenage students. They were deaf.
Okay, hold on. I know that you can speak in Urdu really well.
Urdu मेरी अच्छी नहीं है. वो छोड़
इतनी
दीजिए.
अच्छी उर्दू है?
नहीं, अच्छी उर्दू नहीं.
नहीं, बहुत अच्छी उर्दू
I'm not going to get put on the spot with this.
अच्छी उर्दू है. Yeah.
This whole building you see here was an underutilized government building. They built it and it was never used as a school. Can you imagine? It just sat here empty. So we approached the Sindh government and they turned the whole thing over to us on a no-cost basis.
और उन्होंने आसानी से दे दिया? They didn't
Nothing.
There was no resistance?
No.
That's amazing.
Both cooperative, both supportive.
Wow.
And we've now been here for almost 15 years in this building.
Right.
We had to take responsibility for renovating, setting
Okay.
up, but there's no rent.
They
But
gave you the
everything.
entire building and they
Everything.
said, "Aap kare
Ji
jo
haan.
karna hai."
And the Sindh
Kya
government
baat
has done this not only here, but in Nawab Shah and in Sakkar.
Amazing.
And in Lahore, Punjab government has given, and KP government has given in Nowshera.
So the
we have
government
large-
has been
Ji
helpful
haan.
in facilitating
Because,
everything.
deaf children are so marginalized, so
course.
underprivileged. There's no facilities, there are hardly
No.
educational opportunities. So, this kind of public-private partnership, yes, success honge.
Bilkul.
Yeah,
Okay, before I meet any of the kids,
yes.
you have to teach me a few signs,
Okay.
basic signs.
Fine.
How do I say Assalamu alaikum?
Salam alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
And happy,
This is happy?
Happy.
So, heart?
just happy.
Happy. Okay.
Or you also, they sign happy.
Happy.
Sign language is,
Okay.
kuch, and milenge, to meet.
Milenge.
Yeah,
Achha.
just like meet. or,
Yeah, simple. Very simple. Great.
Coffee,
Let's go.
happy.
Coffee hai.
So,
Okay.
and because this was built as a vocational school, it's got large halls, but we have classrooms without walls because the noise doesn't bother anybody.
Oh my God.
Watch your step.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, and it's
So
such a more
basically-
inspiring environment. Come.
Richard just told us कि जो classrooms हैं उनमें कोई दरवाजे नहीं हैं, सॉरी कोई दीवारें नहीं हैं क्योंकि कोई शोर नहीं होता, तो कोई नॉइज नहीं है क्योंकि बच्चे बात भी नहीं कर रहे और वो बस इशारे देख रहे हैं.
तो ये हमारा KG department
Okay.
और teen classes हैं.
Right.
So these are year 1, then KG2 and KG3.
Okay.
And see this dictionary? This is a digital sign language dictionary, which we have created to help teach the children to learn vocabulary. And it's something now that's online. The whole country uses it. It's online, free of cost. It has 7,000 words in it. And we've built that here at
You
Deaf
built
Reads.
it
We made it
yourself?
ourselves, yes. And the whole
So
country uses it. It's
It
the first,
didn't exist
never
before.
existed before.
You created
We
this.
created it.
Wow.
And it's benefiting the whole country. Every parent of a deaf child, look, you yourself can learn sign language. There's an app. It's called PSL, not Pakistan Super League. Yeah, Pakistan Sign Language.
Pakistan
And-
Sign Language.
Yeah, it's in the
Kya
App Store and you
baat
can
hai.
upload it.
Oh
see?
my God, Richard! Wow.
They're asking what's your name? They're saying Nam. So you have to spell it. Look, A.
A
Is it Y
Y
E
E
S
S
H
H
A?
A. Ayesha. आप सबसे मिलके
He said, write your name for them. They can. वो शौकत ये हमारा टीचर वो डेफ है
आप भी
और हमारा सारे टीचर्स इधर डेफ हैं
डेफ हैं.
क्योंकि ये हमारा पहले स्टूडेंट्स और अब भी अलुमनाई ग्रेजुएट और एक करियर डेफ एजुकेशन
Wow.
और ये कैप्टन ऑफ द डेफ क्रिकेट टीम वो सुपरस्टार है
Wow.
These little guys
अच्छा, यहाँ
just
क्या हो रहा है?
started school. They're just beginners. They are little
This is
chotis.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
Little babies.
So, and
Oh my God, I
Ayesha,
love
yeah, हमारा
this.
teacher Rabia, वो deaf है. But when we started that little one-room classroom in Southern all those
Yeah.
years ago, she started with us. She was 5 years old.
Oh my God.
Now she's grown up. She's teaching full time. She's married. She has a baby.
Wow. Just a quick overview. हम यहाँ पे KG और class 1 की classes में आए.
KG 3 classes हैं KG में.
This is not first grade. ये तीनों KG हैं. KG 2.
ये 2 KG और एक
2 KG और एक first grade की classes हैं. जितनी teachers हैं वो भी सुन नहीं सकते, मर्द और खवातीन और बच्चे भी नहीं. But it's so beautiful. सबके expressions और सबकी जज्बे और खुशी.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
आए हैं. मजा आ गया.
अल्लाह का शुक्र.
Let's go.
Now we have class 1B and 2 and 3.
Okay, अब हम जा रहे हैं 1, 2
and 3. Class 1, 2 and 3.
Awesome.
Or you can see they're learning so much more things here.
I don't want to disturb them.
Hey, don't disturb. Koi baat nahi. They like it. It's
They
fun.
like it?
Mrs. Rifat is deaf herself. She has 4 deaf sons, all who have come to school, and her oldest son graduated and got a scholarship to USA.
Wow.
A 5-year scholarship.
USA.
A 5-year scholarship. Yeah.
In a deaf college?
Yes.
a regular-
No, in a school for deaf children in Connecticut.
Okay, I have a quick question. सवाल मेरा ये है कि जो ये language, जिस तरह ये letters, you know, the way they're spelling out their names, is that the global?
No. So the alphabet is global,
It's global.
but sign language is individual to every country.
Oh, really?
So here it's called Pakistan Sign Language.
So if they were to watch international TV and they were watching something in sign language, they
sign
wouldn't
language
understand.
it's different.
Farak hai.
They can American Sign Language and British Sign Language and Australian Sign Language. They're all different.
So my question is, why don't you teach them the one that's understood?
No, there is no such thing.
Like American?
It's like telling Pakistanis you all need to speak English. That's not fair.
Got it.
Tell the French they need to speak English.
But are they learning any other sign language?
Well, look,
Pakistani
sign language is their first language. Then they learn English as a second language, and then Urdu as a third language. So they're triliterate. That's a lot already.
Wow.
When they get to be teenagers, some of them like to learn American Sign Language, so we teach them that.
So you're saying they're learning Urdu and sign language?
So, पहले language sign language में,
language.
second language English
and sign
or
language.
third language is Urdu.
No, but
Because sign language is its own language. Look, if I sign like this to you, ये क्या है? This is pani or it's water. It depends how I write it. But
so
the sign is the same.
Write in English. That's what I meant.
And then they're learning how to also write in Urdu.
God, wow.
Wow. Because when they reach 9th class, they have to sit for the board exam. And they take the board exam in Urdu and in English, dono. And they all get A's and B's.
Wow.
So all these children, here we have 350 children from KG and it goes all the way to a college program.
ठीक है.
And we provide a pick and drop for every child from their house to the school and back.
Yeah, I know that.
So they travel long distances.
So you have buses?
Well, we don't have buses. We have these little choti vans outside, you know, these Ravi pickup, you know.
All of them are picked and dropped?
Every single one. Not just here, but in all of the 9 schools across the country.
I want to go back to school.
Because deaf children don't live in one place. They're all scattered everywhere. So here now we have class 4 and 5 and different groups and they're doing different things.
I think that boy has recognized me. That
yeah, bilkul. Sakina, we need to make a name sign for her so she doesn't have to spell her name. Ask the kids.
Come forward.
Yes,
Yeah, you have to come.
let's do
Aisha,
it.
explain to Aisha what it's about, Sakina. Urdu बोल सकते हैं क्योंकि वो कैमरा से कर.
Assalamu alaikum. This is a sign of sit. Thank you. Thank you. Shukriya. Okay. आप सब देखो
किस किसने देखा है मुझे?
टीवी kind of TV
No, he's asking something. What?
टीवी
Okay.
और सोशल मीडिया फेसबुक अलग अलग यस
कैरी फिल्म में भी देखा है.
यस
Hmm.
famous yeah
Hmm.
अच्छा a face sign is basically an easiest way to how to communicate or address somebody. As in, my face sign is the eye part. So if somebody is there's a common or a major feature on your face, so you highlight that. So a face sign is easier to mention somebody during conversation. You can always not sign it. If you sign your name
तो
like
मेरा फेस साइन क्या होगा?
you can't always tell, right?
छोटी सी आंखें.
आंखें छोटी हैं.
जब मैं छोटी थी तो लोग समझते थे कि मैं चाइना से हूँ क्योंकि मेरी आंखें चाइनीज लगती थी. अब मैं अपनी आंखें खोलने की कोशिश करती हूँ ज़्यादा क्योंकि मैं टीवी पे आती हूँ और मुझे अपनी आँखों से बात करनी होती है तो मुझे आंखें ज़्यादा खोलनी होती हैं. तो अब मैं एफर्ट करती हूँ कि मेरी आंखें खुलें, लेकिन नेचुरली मेरी आंखें बस बंद हो जाती हैं. ओके, वी नीड टू गो ऑन अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक. हम जा रहे हैं ब्रेक पे, कहीं मत जाइएगा. रिचर्ड से कॉन्वर्सेशन जारी रहेगी. अभी हमने कोई 6 क्लासेस विजिट करनी है. मुझे इतना मज़ा आ रहा है इन बच्चों की एनर्जी के साथ कि मेरा दिल चाह रहा है मैं यहीं बैठ जाऊं पूरे शो के लिए. बट आई वॉन्ट टू नो मोर एंड आई वॉन्ट यू गाइज टू नो मोर. गेट इंस्पायर्ड, कम हियर, मे बी हेल्प इफ यू वॉन्ट टू. सो टेक अ ब्रेक एंड विल बी राइट बैक. Welcome back to SpeakEasy. मैं हूँ आयशा उमर and if you just tuned in, मैं हूँ आज डेफ रीच स्कूल पे. एक स्कूल है जो डेफ बच्चों को जो सुन नहीं सकते उनको फ्री एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं. 9 कैंपसेस हैं. कराची के कैंपस में मैं मौजूद हूँ with Richard. Why are you hiding?
I'm right with you. आपके साथ में हूँ.
Richard is the man behind the show and he's been showing us around. Richard Geary, if you've just tuned in. जी Richard, हम कहाँ आ गए अब? Where are we?
Assalamu alaikum. And here we are in our kitchen.
Yes.
You know, we have 350 children and 150 staff here. And because they come from far distances and it's all free education, we provide a hot lunch every day for everyone. 500 lunches daily.
So quick question. In the morning, आपकी vans जो हैं बच्चों को पिक करती हैं, यहाँ ले आती हैं, स्कूल शुरू होता है. लंच टाइम कब होता है?
लंच टाइम 12 बजे तक.
12 बजे लंच होता है.
जी हाँ.
और उसके बाद फिर क्लासेस शुरू हो जाती हैं.
हाँ, फिर क्लासेस 2:30 बजे जाएंगे. 2:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Good English, Richard.
शुक्रिया.
And sorry, good Urdu.
और ये हमारे किचन और बाहर एक तंदूर है और ये हमारा किचन इंचार्ज मैडम सनोबर, Madam Nasra.
Assalamualaikum.
They're creating all the menus.
Wow, अच्छा ये एक केक सिर्फ बेक हुआ है?
नहीं एक्चुअली ये कॉफी केक है.
हाँ.
बच्चों ने आप लोगों ने स्पेशली बेक किया है.
हाय.
Because I know you love coffee.
अच्छा आज क्या है मेन्यू में? मैं बताती हूँ. गोभी है और आलू है. सही बोला ना? आलू गोभी? नहीं पता. आलू
वो सारे डेफ है. वो सारा हमारे डेफ स्टाफ.
अच्छा आलू गोभी कैसे बोलते हैं उर्दू में?
जैसे का आप मदद करें.
गोभी और आलू आलू है कुक हुआ.
हाँ.
यस नो. हाँ.
और जैसे का खीर बनाए.
हाँ. ये सवैया.
हाँ. सवैया.
अमेजिंग. अच्छा यहाँ देखते हैं खीर. सॉरी. वाव. उफ कितनी नीटली हर चीज इस वक्त बोल्स में है, डिस्प्ले हुई भी है. आई वाज जस्ट टॉकिंग टू द शेफ्स और जितने भी लोग किचन में काम कर रहे हैं वो सब डेफ हैं और उनकी एनर्जी और उनकी खुशी की क्या बात है.
you see
Oh my
here,
God.
today they had this class about hygiene. This is what Madam Sanover was teaching them.
ये तो पूरे पाकिस्तान को क्लास देनी
इसलिए
चाहिए
चाहिए, बिल्कुल.
ये
बिल्कुल.
तो मतलब रोज सुबह एक क्लास होनी
और
चाहिए पूरे मुल्क के लिए
हमारा बेकरी है, वो डेफरी बेकरी, वो स्पेशल स्नैक्स, ईद, वो बर्थडेज में
Amazing.
कुछ चीज.
ये किचन डिपार्टमेंट ना आपको सिर्फ कुकिंग नहीं है, इसमें बहुत कुछ है.
ये जो चैप्टर है ना ये सबसे फेवरेट चैप्टर है मेरा पर्सनल हाइजीन इन किचन क्योंकि अनफॉर्चुनेटली सफाई का ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल नहीं होता हमारी सोसाइटी में तो थोड़ा कम होता है और बहुत ज़रूरत है साफ होने की हम सबको.
बिल्कुल. लेकिन हमारा स्कूल ये स्टैंडर्ड,
आपका तो स्कूल
ये जैसे सारे स्कूल्स में.
दिल खुश हो गया.
तो अभी वो ये सेकेंडरी सेक्शन जाएंगे, वो ये क्लास 7 से कॉलेज प्रोग्राम.
वाओ.
These are our alumni students who are working and hired full time. They're teachers, but we also have a product creation team.
So they're selling this?
Yes, and we have,
What can I buy today?
look, they're making these
I will
products.
buy.
Like, look at this bag.
Oh,
This is our label,
wow.
is Dastakhat.
Dastakhat, of
It's a
course.
signature item made by a deaf artisan in support of deaf education.
Man, I am buying 3 things today.
Masha. And
मेरी कल
ये
एक दोस्त
cushion
की
colours
birthday
है.
है.
so welcome to Kum Art.
Kumar. Okay.
It's our special pottery section. It's a small classroom, but look, and they do amazing things here.
क्या बात है.
हमारे children वो सब ने create किया. All these wind chime for hanging plants.
ये सब यहाँ पे
वो pottery wheel मिले.
pottery wheel पे बन रहा है. पेंट भी यहीं पे हो रहा है. और are they for sale?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, this is what I want to buy.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You can have anything. And
Oh my
here's
God.
my favorite. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, I love this.
One of our students created that.
You're
yeah.
a wise owl. What does this do?
Patane.
Acha, ye, maybe I can put a candle inside.
You can think about
And
it.
it's a little mushroom house. How do people buy these if they want
When
to?
they visit, look, in
They can
future
visit.
we're going to set up an online store. Look, and it's
Yeah.
a business model, and we have थोड़ा सा time लगेगा.
That time लगेगा. अब वो एक हाँ
इंशाल्लाह.
आपको एक वेबसाइट बनानी होगी.
जी.
हाँ वो होएगी इंशाल्लाह.
This is Ayesha.
Ayesha.
Or Jessa. No?
Mm.
She knows. Ayesha started when she was just choti, 5-6 years old. Now she's a head teacher here. She's hired full time. She's an amazing artist.
Wow.
And she teaches the students.
कहीं मत जाइएगा. We'll be right back. You're watching SpeakEasy. Welcome back from the break, everyone. मैं हूँ आयशा उमर. आप लोग देख रहे हैं SpeakEasy. और अगर आपने अभी ट्यून इन किया है टू 365 न्यूज़ एंड माय शो, मैं मौजूद हूँ आज कराची में डेफ रीच स्कूल में. और हम पूरा स्कूल देख चुके हैं, घूम चुके हैं. इतना मज़ा आया है. उफ, बच्चों की एनर्जी इतनी अच्छी है, इतनी हाई वाइब्रेशनल है. मज़ा आ गया. और अब हम रिचर्ड के ऑफिस में आ गए हैं टू जस्ट चैट अबाउट द होल एक्सपीरियंस. एंड रिचर्ड, हु इज सिटिंग विद अस ओवर हियर राइट नाउ, इज द मैन बिहाइंड द शो. 35 years ago you set up the school, right?
जी हाँ.
शुरू में जो आपने हमें बताया
Yes.
था. And for 35 years, you have decided to stay in Pakistan.
Yes.
And just run these schools and expand the entire system.
Yes.
How many schools do you have now? 9.
So, I mean, we have 9 main campuses like this size, but we have an additional 20 smaller schools. We call them our satellite schools.
Right.
And they're in very remote areas of the country. In AJK, KP, Sindh, Punjab, sab jagah mein.
So they're being run by faculty and administration and you supervise it?
Yes.
Acha.
Our model is to train teachers in deaf education. And first, of course, they have to learn sign language.
Of course.
But our best teachers are our graduated students, our alumni students.
Bilkul.
And obviously, they're already fluent in sign language.
We've seen that.
Yes. So education for deaf children in Pakistan is very, very a huge field that needs to be developed. Because deaf children are traditionally neglected.
Yes.
Oh, masur bache side pe ruke. That's the mindset,
पे
you know.
अभी पाकिस्तान में कितने deaf लोग होंगे?
So,
बच्चे बड़े included.
ऊपर नीचे ऊपर 10 million deaf log hain.
10 million.
But there's about 1 million children who are deaf.
Right.
And hardly 5% have access to school.
Oh my God.
And, you know, are some schools for the deaf in the main urban centers, Lahore, Karachi, Islam, but 80% of Pakistan lives in the rural areas. Sorry.
Okay, so quick question.
Yeah.
So these 5% who are coming here, do they go and help other, you think, people who are deaf in teaching them?
Oh, yes.
How will they teach them?
So first of all, the children that attend Deaf Reach come from very low income, low education family backgrounds. We give them a full education from KG all the way up through a college program.
ठीक है.
When they graduate, number one, we hire them to be teachers in our own program, or they become teachers in other programs, or they work out in the corporate world. And we've provided over 2,500 jobs in the last few years.
How?
Kids working in the textile sector, in banks,
तो
in
आप
pharma.
नहीं, but आप उनके लिए ये सारी facilitation करते हैं?
जी हाँ, we have an employment program that we offer. We connect with the corporate sector. We make the bridge. And
अच्छा, तो जब ये बच्चे ग्रेजुएट करके जब जाते हैं काम करने, तो जिस कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में जाते हैं उनको भी थोड़ा सा ट्रेन करते हैं आप लोग, साइन लैंग्वेज सिखाते हैं ताकि इनसे
सब मैनेजर्स वो एक
सकें.
ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम
होता है.
and we teach them how to communicate. Then we visit them on a regular basis. अगर कुछ problems है वो resolve करें तो yes.
You know, I was just thinking कि इतने सारे बच्चे जो हैं वो मुझे देखकर कह रहे थे कि you know हमने आपको बुलबुले पे देखा है, टीवी पे देखा है, तो वो सिर्फ देख रहे होते हैं. They're not understanding what's being said, obviously. Maybe their parents or family members are translating stuff for them sometimes. तो कितना अच्छा हो अगर हम साइड पे उनके लिए कोई साइन लैंग्वेज की जिस तरह पहले होता था पीटीवी पे. आई रिमेम्बर कोई खबरनामा आता था या कोई प्रोग्राम्स आते थे पीटीवी पे and they used to have like sign language on the side.
And there was a TV show many years ago called Bolte Hat with Iftikhar
Ahmed. I used to see it, absolutely.
Yes.
Bolte Hat.
His daughter and grandson are working with us here.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't meet them today, sorry, but they're upstairs working on they're developing this digital sign language program.
So I want to know your journey a little bit, just a little bit. You had a son who was deaf, and that's how you got into this. ये आपका journey था. So tell us, what challenges you faced as a parent?
So, as a parent of a child with a disability, the very first thing is the discouragement you feel and the challenge of raising a child with a disability. It seems like a mountain. I was a young parent. It was, you know, we didn't know anything. This was before the internet, mind you. We didn't even have a way to research.
Like 40 years ago, 35 years ago.
Yeah, and from that experience, the challenges we faced, I got very discouraged personally. I was working in the development sector. This was my chosen profession, to help others. And my first thought was like, God, why did you do this to me? So I'll get there in a minute. But, you know, a wise man told me, he said, look, Richard, the things you learn taking care of this child, one day could benefit many. And I said, oh, okay, that's easy for you to say. But he was very true. And he also said, an experience like this can make you bitter or better. It's a choice you have to make. So my wife and I, Heidi, whom you met, we were
Where
working.
did you meet?
We met in the Philippines. She's from the Philippines.
She's from the Philippines.
And we were working in the development sector. We received a letter. This was again before the internet, so we got a letter from some colleagues in India. They said, please come, and there's so many deaf kids here. Let's do something. And we spent a few years in India. While there, another person wrote us from Karachi. He said, can you come and help for a few months on a project? So we came to Karachi.
And you had never been to Pakistan?
No, never
before.
been to Pakistan.
Where
Yeah,
were you
our first
born?
experience. I grew up in US.
You grew up in the
in
US.
Ohio.
You met
Heidi grew up in the
Heidi.
Philippines.
Got it.
We're a blended family now. And when we came to Pakistan, this was in the late 1980s.
Okay.
And a business friend of ours whom we met gave us a small office space in Sadr
ठीक है.
at Regal Cinema Chowk.
Regal Cinema.
We had a
ठीक है.
one-room space like this, and we started our first Deaf Reach tuition center. We had 15 to 20 young deaf teenagers coming.
और उस वक्त आपका बेटा कितने साल का था?
He was at that time 22, 23.
अच्छा 22, 23 का हो गया था.
And
Okay.
he was here. He grew up in all these places, India, Pakistan. He went and moved to the US for a time. And sadly, he was murdered in a robbery of all places.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, this is his legacy. All these children now that
are you okay
have been
speaking about that?
Of course. You know, yeah,
He was
Alaka
murdered
Kam,
in
what
a
can I
robbery?
say? Yeah, can you believe it? In the dangerous city of Dallas, compared to living in all these so-called terrible areas, you know.
He was murdered in Dallas, which is supposed to be
Yes, of course.
a very safe. And,
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyway,
anything can happen
you know,
anywhere. That
things
is not
happen,
their exceptions.
But we looked at this as well. He started this. It's our job to finish it.
It was his idea.
Well, you know, we worked together. Obviously, we were doing it on his behalf,
Kya
really.
baat hai.
And so now all these thousands and thousands
Look
of deaf
at
children.
this.
You know, our
Look at
parents,
his legacy. Amazing.
Yeah. And you know, Pakistan has been such a hospitable host, you know, so supportive, you know, such a warm community. We feel this is our home.
I'm so
and
happy
we've been
to
here
hear
all
that.
these years.
क्योंकि हमारा बेचारा मुल्क जो है वो मतलब बेचारा मैं इसलिए कह रही हूँ because it's a beautiful country and there are beautiful people in it, लेकिन environment की वजह से, economic situation की वजह से इतनी frustration and there's so much misery and so much frustration, and for someone like you to come and settle here and say that Pakistan's been wonderful for you is so great to hear.
Well, it's also our work has been our motivation to stay here, of course. But one thing Heidi and I decided from the very beginning, even when we first had just those 15 kids in that one class, and today we have over 2,500 kids in all these
all
schools.
over Pakistan.
But in every single location, we run a parent training program because we said we have to bring the parents, the mothers and fathers, we have to help them understand what it means to have their child, to learn to communicate with that child, learn how to take care of that child. That was always in our heart, you know.
Yeah. So you're in Gulistan-e-Johar.
Gee.
Tell me about your neighbors. How do they respond to this school?
Oh, they love that we're here. It's a bright light in the neighborhood.
How nice.
When we first came here, this was all a deserted area. And it was taken over by some various political parties who I won't name.
You can name them.
Okay. Well, flags were flying everywhere. Because they took the jagah over because it was sitting empty. It was owned by Sindh government, of course, but it was just sitting empty. So,
वो political party जो अभी नहीं है government में?
No,
that party is not in power at the moment.
But at those days, keep in mind, this was many years ago. There was so much garbar going on every day. But look, and we came, we introduced ourselves, we shook hands, we said, look, we're going to set this school up. We need your support. They said, Chalo, we're here for you.
Amazing.
And since that time, it's sukoon, you know.
Wow.
Because at first our teachers were afraid to come here because this area was notorious for being a quote dangerous area.
It was, absolutely.
But
That's what I'm asking.
Now it's the most peaceful area there.
And you've never experienced any kind of harassment or any fear here?
No. And I'm the Gora guy. I come every.
I know.
We go.
You're an American in this area.
We not only here, but we go to Nawab Shah and Sakkar and Tandolayar and Jhelum. These are all our locations.
Wow.
We just travel. No security.
No security. But bahir guard hai? A guard.
Driver mein, wo guard nahi hai.
चौकीदार भी नहीं है,
नहीं,
उसकी भी नहीं
उसकी
जरूरत।
भी
क्या
नहीं।
बात है यार, क्या बात है। I love that.
You know,
I'm
it's like,
so happy.
honestly,
to be
I've
here.
never had one negative experience in my whole 36 years now.
You know, I think because of the energy in this space, because energy attracts energy.
Possibly. My
You know.
Farishta is sitting here. you know.
Yeah, no, you have all these little amazing sources of energy. They're so,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I want to say this because I was saying this in the break as well, that, you know, we do face a lot of misery. During my day, I meet all sorts of people and I pick up on people's energy. Of course, मेरी अपनी energy affect हो जाती है. जब आपकी around energy negative होती है, आप खुद negative हो जाते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
तो इन बच्चों की तो शक्लें और इनकी स्माइल्स और इनकी खुशी और उनका लव देख के तो बस मेरा दिल चाह रहा था बस I should just hug them and smile and that's it. That's all. Life is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. Thank you. We appreciate it.
I'm
you
so
know.
glad we came here. And I hope आप लोगों को मज़ा आया थोड़ा सा घूम घाम के स्कूल में और इन बच्चों की एनर्जी देख के ये जो काम यहाँ पे हो रहा है जो रिचर्ड और उनकी बीवी ने शुरू किया है. It's just this really beautiful journey that you're on and thank you कि you're doing this in Pakistan and you chose to stay here and not some other part of the world.
Well, Pakistan chose us, I guess, so we're
Yeah.
reciprocating.
क्योंकि और कोई मेरे ख्याल में डेफ स्कूल नहीं है इस तरह पाकिस्तान में. This is probably the only system.
No, there are other schools for the deaf, but keep in mind they're standalone.
That's what I'm
We're
saying,
the
system.
only one that has a branch network. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you,
Our
Richard.
pleasure.
God bless
And
you.
Thank you. And I would like to just say to your listeners, we invite you to come visit us
Please,
here.
guys,
any
you
day,
can say it in
anytime.
this camera.
Website is there, deafreach.com. We would love to show you around. You know, Hamara school, aapne school.
क्या बात है. Come here, you can buy the stuff that these kids are making. Very soon they'll have hopefully an online store.
Inshallah.
हाँ, अभी तो बड़ा होगा और बड़ा होगा.
जी, जी, जी.
And I am going to try and come as often as possible.
Wonderful.
I want to paint with the kids.
I want, if you could come and teach a little art class, it will be
No,
amazing.
I don't want to
or
teach, I want
or
to
paint
learn.
with them.
I want to learn.
Okay, fine.
I want to learn pottery and teach them how to paint.
कर सकते.
I will. Well,
Wonderful.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
हम मिलेंगे अगली एपिसोड में. खुदा हाफिज.
Khuda Hafiz.